Hello, travelers, friends, subscribers, non-subscribers who will be very shortly subscribed, and all people joining us for episode 18 of the CVA podcast. Of course, I have with me the wonderful Cosmic Warren.
That's what you did there.
It's so much fun running these podcasts, and actually Warren and I were talking off camera, maybe even last week or 2 weeks ago.
No, we never talk off camera. No,
Our only communication
only
is on camera.
Oh.
Everything else is figured out. But we were talking about how much fun we have filming these, because realistically, there is so much to be excited about coming out of a lull. Where the general audience hasn't been having as much fun with Marvel as they should be, and obviously being very Marvel based with the Cosmic Wonder channel being like the flagship project we run. It's fun because we did a live yesterday, which had tons of people. Like, we couldn't keep up with the chat. So many people were there. I was literally like spending most of my time monitoring the chat. And when the live ended, Warren looked over at me and he was like, "Oh, we're so back." And it's so much fun. Like, kind of walk me through, as somebody who has monitored Marvel, you're like probably top 0.1% of people who monitor Marvel, given, you know, your work history. Like, what are your sentiments? What are your feelings going into Doomsday?
At least you publicly talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about this today because we actually talked about it on the live. We were talking about Wonder Man.
Mm-hmm.
The reviews, there have been some interesting reviews that say it kind of feels like we're going back to phase 4. And I'm like, phase 4? I was like, that was kind of like the last time where it felt ultra exciting. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like phase 4 and 5 gets a lot of crap, but there were bad projects in there. I gotta be honest, right? As always, I wish I loved everything, but there were some good projects in there. Guardians 3, Deadpool and Wolverine. I really enjoyed the Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four.
No Way Home.
But there was some crap in there, but I think Loki and WandaVision were incredible. Both of them.
Yeah.
Loki's my favorite show, season 1 and 2. But I was like, yeah, like, even though we did have some really good projects, like, there was not anything close to the hype of Infinity War and Endgame, and now Doomsday.
Boom.
There's nothing and even like, I don't want to say this is a bad thing. I'm just trying to compare. Even the hype around the Fantastic Four and Superman time, because it was like the start of the new DCU, there's a lot of hype, but still, Doomsday is so much bigger.
Oh, it's outrageous. At least. We're early days in the Doomsday hype compared to when really Infinity War's hype started. We're way ahead of schedule on that, and we're breaking records already. I mean, billion views across 4 stories. I suppose they're not calling them teaser trailers anymore. We're really ramping up, and I really hope Marvel keeps this momentum, because by the time we do get in that like 6 months, here's the first full trailer range. Oh, it's going to be off the charts, and it should be, because we're really bringing together not just phase 1 through 3 of superhero history, but you're bringing together 30 years in the making, more almost, of this Marvel symphony, and everything is on the table. There is nothing that we talked briefly in our last live about, who's like not going to show up. Anyone could show up. But anything is possible. For any reason.
Anyone can show up, yeah. Which is so cool. I always get crap for this, but like, in the realm of the multiverse, it's possible. DC characters could pop up. I'm not saying they're going to, but it's possible.
James Gunn wants
Kevin
it to
Feige
happen.
and James Gunn are
they want it. Yeah.
They have a great relationship.
Yeah. James Gunn was trying to get Deadpool and Peacemaker when they're going through all the portals in the finale. Like, it's going to happen.
And like, they wanted it, but there was too much like legal crap to go through.
Yeah.
But like, if you plan really far in advance, so like in the Flash movie, you know, there's that scene where you're seeing into like a bunch of different universes. You could totally do that with Marvel. You see a bunch of universes dying. One of them is a DC universe. You just show, I don't know, Robert Pattinson's Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, I don't know. Or just someone random as Batman, right? So then it's not like
different Batman altogether. Right? Yeah, just a completely different fan cast of Batman.
Crazy cool. That's how Zack Snyder's DCEU ended, with the Marvel multiverse.
Yeah, an incursion. It just wiped it out. With the X-Men went in and just wiped it out for a go.
Can you imagine? That would be so. That would be so freaking cool. But literally anything is possible. And I don't expect that to happen.
No.
I think it would be cool if we saw a cool, quick little cameo.
I think in a world where
DC character, it'd be cool.
If it were to happen, I would much rather it happen in Doomsday or Secret Wars than in like the Peacemaker finale. Like, I really enjoyed Peacemaker, but how much cooler would it be if we're flashing through all of these like, this would literally all they need to do to just have my mind be so excited is just flash through all of these incursions, an incursion montage, if you will. And then just one of the worlds that's getting destroyed, there's a Gotham sign. Like, that's it. Like, just imagine.
Yeah, that's all you really have to do, too.
It would be mind-blowing, because then you don't have to do the whole, X-Men versus the Justice League and who's better. Like, you don't have to do any of that.
No, you don't even have to do that. You can just show Gotham. A universe being destroyed.
Just a Gotham sign.
Just collateral damage, and it's literally, you can show the back of someone's head, like the camera's behind them, they're looking off in the distance.
And
it's a black cow with a horn. You can even cut half of it off, just one. You know what I mean?
And the theater would erupt.
There's so many things. This is the coolest thing about Doomsday and Secret Wars is there are so many things that they can do to blow our minds.
Oh, yeah.
I hope they do them. I hope they do a lot of them. Because, we're not going to dive too much into the multiverse after Secret Wars, I imagine. So it's like, you got to shoot your shot in these movies. And speaking of, the Hot Mic podcast, Jeff Snyder, John Roca, they just reported that Marvel is considering making Secret Wars into 2 different films, which I think they should do.
Battle World and Secret Wars.
I really do think they should do. I was really thinking about it. I was really thinking about this because, like, Doomsday, it's big, but in so many different ways, in like a business way, marketing, just movie in general, you want Secret Wars to be bigger, right? Just like you wanted Endgame to be bigger than Infinity War. Like, Infinity War was so amazing. You're like, I can't wait to see the next part, which should be bigger and better, hopefully. Especially when the multiverse is still very much involved with Secret Wars, but now the multiverse is compacted and everything is put into one universe. So on Battleworld, there should be so many different variants. So many different pieces of land coming from multiple different universes. So it's kind of like, I just feel Doomsday is just like, it's the story of Doom, and then it's the story of the multiverse is dying, and eventually it dies. That can be told in 3 hours. I'd like it to be longer. I'd like Avengers Doomsday Part 1 and Part 2 and Avengers Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The only thing I wouldn't like about that is, like, I'd want them to be like,
6 months apart,
and then like 4 months later, part 2, like, and then 4 months later,
2 years for 4 movies.
I don't want 4 years.
5 years for 4 movies.
4 years, 4 movies.
You don't want the Stranger Things treatment.
What a bust! What a bust!
We digress, but
I didn't. Yeah, I just. Well, we talked about, like, I had always talked about that. This is a side tangent. They're like, yeah, we want a lot of time in between projects. I'm like, what you guys want is movies.
Yeah.
Not TV shows.
Not a TV. That's not.
Go do movies, right? But now after that finale, I personally didn't really like it too much.
Well, I think it ties in beautifully.
I don't know what they're going to do.
I think it ties in beautifully to what you were just kind of discussing about the art form of making Endgame bigger than Infinity War, of making
Secret Wars bigger than
Secret Wars bigger than Doomsday, and the art of that. And traditionally, yes, there are obviously some series, some sagas that have amazing and beautiful finales, but the finale isn't typically the peak. Game of Thrones. I mean, I could literally list thousands of TV shows and movies arcs where the ending isn't the best. But with Marvel, traditionally, the ending of its saga has been the crescendo. So it's leaving you at this massive high. And it's a very difficult thing artistically, I think, to accomplish.
It is. And actually, kind of to your point before about the hype and everything, we haven't had any ending in the multiverse saga yet, right? No. There's several endings. There's several peaks and endings in the Infinity Saga. The first Avengers Ultron, right? And then you go Civil War, right? It's crazy. We haven't had that at all.
Well, we haven't even had like team up movies really or anything.
We haven't had an Avengers movie. This was our first Avengers movie,
which is crazy.
Endgame,
which is actually
which is crazy. Yeah. Hopefully it all works out and pays off. I'm counting on it. I'm really banking on Doomsday.
Blowing your mind.
Maybe banking's the wrong word. I'm hopeful. Confident. Yeah. I'm very hopeful as well. Yeah.
Well, I
mean, I guess as a person who talks about it, I am banking on it. Yeah, right. That's my person's career, but I have confidence.
I think if you're comparing the Infinity Saga to where we're at now and why it was probably so difficult for a lot, we know we don't have to sit here and list them, even though I'm about to. There's a million problems. COVID, strikes, blah, blah, blah. We go all day about the issues. But backing up and simplifying it, following Doomsday was hard because it wasn't drop down. It was the crescendo.
Following Endgame?
That's what I meant. Yes, thank you. Endgame. Following Endgame was hard. That's why that's, in my opinion, the reason we haven't gotten Avengers movies. Like, how I don't want to be in charge of following that, so let's just not. Let's just call it a day.
I don't know. I get it.
It was the wrong move.
But at the same time, I get how that's a hard act to follow up, but I don't think anybody expected the next one with a new team to be that big. It's like, okay, hey, we just threw so many characters into one team, and that was a big team. This was an event film. Avengers is an event film, but we're going back to the Avengers team.
You compare it to the first Avengers, not the Doomsday.
Right, like, so now Sam Wilson reunites with Bruce Banner. They grab Spider-Man. They maybe introduce, like a few new characters, and then boom, we have an actual new Avengers team. Instead, just because of how everything happened halfway into it, from Kang to Doom and all this stuff, they're like, hey, guess what? We're calling the Thunderbolts new Avengers team. And it's just like, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Thunderbolts movie. I think it's a fantastic movie. And I love all the characters, but I do think
it wasn't an event, right? It's not an event film.
It wasn't an event, but it's like you can't call the new Avengers after you release it. You can't advertise this. You know what I mean?
It was a little backwards.
I get it. There's like, it's a part in the movie where she pulls it off. She's like, these are the new Avengers. I get it. It's great, but it's kind of like you could have advertised, you could have marketed it like a very different way, like the Dark Avengers. Like, they could have gone that route, right? It's just it wasn't. You're right. It wasn't portrayed. It wasn't marketed as a big team up film. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I think it was great. I think it was a great movie. I really do love that movie. There's a lot of different parts I love to it. Red Guardian being the most important.
When you zoom out and you really look at the difference of structure between phases 1 through 3 and where we're at,
did lack is structure.
Yeah, and that's what we've been missing. Not even just on the overall billboard and in the phases, but in the individual films. And that's really where that event and that special novelty of Marvel's fallen off. But the thing that is so cool and has me excited moving from this point forward is the structure. They fixed that structure problem. They fixed that, we're scooping into the sand pit, we're just picking up loose sand problem, because they found a big old boulder, and that's the reboot. So let's give a massive event film, because we haven't really led up to anything, so just ignore everything. Take the stories we want, move away from the ones we don't, have a massive event film, and guess what? The answer to anything we didn't like was, incursion and reset.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the perfect opportunity. It really is perfect.
And then we have the future. And then moving forward, we have a plan for the future. Post-Endgame, I feel like everybody's kind of turned off, and they're like, well, here's more Marvel stuff, but now we have a direction post-Secret
They put out
Wars.
A lot, though.
Yeah.
They put out a lot. Like,
well, yeah.
And we know Disney made them, but yeah, what's interesting is I actually think one thing that they got right, and this was I've thought about this, because I think right after Endgame, because the Fox still happened, before everyone's, some people are like, oh, like mutants could show up in Endgame, all this stuff, right? And I do think it was right to not introduce them and just focus on the teams that we've seen. But then we all thought like, oh, phase 4, phase 5, that's when we're going to get like the new mutant team. But I do think even before, with Kang or even prior to Kang, they knew it was going to be the Multiverse Saga. So I do think the plan was ultimately always to have the multiverse be destroyed and start fresh. And
they just didn't know how to get there.
Say like, hey, we can use the mutants and stuff, but it's like, do we want to throw them in this world where, it limits what you can do, or do we want to start fresh? How do we do that? Multiverse Saga, perfect. We'll do few more phases, introduce some crazy characters, keep some of the old characters that people love, and then boom, reset, and then we can do whatever the hell we want. We can keep some stories that worked really well, keep some characters like Spider-Man, recast the OG Avengers because some of them are gone now. You know, I think it was actually that really worked out for them. It was just the path to getting there was a little rocky for a while. So yeah. Before we move on, we do have some segments, but before we move on, I do want to talk about James Gunn reportedly hired the writer who wrote The Flash and the Batgirl movie, which was reportedly so bad it never even saw the light of day, and fans are pissed.
Is this his Flash movie or a different the one that came out?
The one, yeah, no, not his, yeah, the one that came out before.
Oh yeah, no, I'm completely on board with that.
I'm trying to, yeah, I have the report here.
Yeah, I'm curious about that because I was gonna say I didn't even know we were writing a Flash movie already.
It's lost in tabs. Where the heck is it?
Warren's 100 million tabs that he has open for.
I say tabs. I meant I have a iCloud thing that I text myself like articles and stuff like all day every day. I text them like 20. Okay, here we go. This is this it? So I'm just looking for her name, and I can't find it. But okay, here we go. The DCU Batman movie has found its writer. Christina Hodson, who wrote The Flash and Birds of Prey, is reportedly writing the script. People are pissed because it's Batman.
They're pissed that she was writing it or that they fired her?
No, she is, according to reports, she's who James Gunn has hired to write the new Batman movie.
Oh, I heard the word fired, not hired. So I was sitting there like, no, I'm full on. I'm like, I agree with this. No, hired is the wrong word here.
So she wrote Birds of Prey, which was not a very well received movie.
Well, I don't think I think it's just a bad idea creatively to take somebody who was doing something before and redo it. Like, go get fresh minds. Like, regardless of her success.
She wrote Batgirl, which never was reportedly so bad it never. Yeah. She wrote The Flash, and I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Flash.
I kind of like The Flash.
Did you?
I think I'm one of the few people that kind of like The Flash.
Yeah, you might be.
Chris, she wrote Fast X Part 2.
Oh, definitely.
Coming out in 2027.
Let's go. I don't know. I think I'm surprised by James Gunn doing this because I feel like he understood his assignment was to restart. So going and pulling from the spoiled garden and using that ingredients, it's just a bad idea. Regardless of her talent, of her ability, of what she accomplished. Like, I don't care if The Flash was a great movie. I want some fresh eyes on this. And I want James Gunn to be the master of making that the case. So I'm very surprised. I'm surprised by him in that one because I don't feel like that's been how he's operated. Yeah,
and he actually said before, this was brought up, like an old tweet that he did in 2023. Somebody tweeted, "Brilliant job by the amazing Christina Hodson. I hope people who watch this movie give her the credit and praise she deserves." Speaking of the Flash movie, James Gunn replied, "Agreed. Christina's script for the Flash movie is magnificent. The fact that the movie works so well is a testament to her wonderful writing as well as Andy's glorious directing." I like the movie. I don't think it was a great movie. It was a movie that I had fun with. The CGI was very weird at sometimes, as a lot of people who've seen the movie will know. Writing wise, I would actually say it was pretty decent. I think there's a lot of things that could have been changed to make it better, but I mean, hell, you could say that for almost anything. I'm just really weirded out by this because fan wise, like if you're James Gunn, I feel like you do to an extent. Like we've talked about this a lot. The fandom's talked about this a lot. Like to an extent, if you are Marvel, if you are DC, if you are whoever, you have to pay attention to what your fans actually want. Right? Because that's what it's about. If the fans think you're just crap and they're going to stop watching your stuff.
Yeah.
And then how are you going to make money? Because, I hear a lot of people, it's about the art and it's blah, blah, blah. Okay, I totally get that. But you can't pay for it if no one watches it.
Exactly.
So you do have to appeal to the fandom.
I mean, right? It is a democracy. It is the people decide what's good and what's not. Like, you can love it all you want. You can love your project and you can create your project and you can spend your money on the project. But the money talks is the fans who you're writing these projects for.
Yeah.
And the excitement behind James Gunn's DCU was that it was new and it was different and it left the hodgepodge mess of whatever it was we were getting in the past. And now we're dipping into that bucket. And that's the part I don't like. I don't have any negative feelings toward her per se, and I don't
Me neither.
think she's a
really,
bad worker. I just wish we were going and getting fresh eyes, and that James Gunn was realizing the thing that people are most excited about is the rebirth of this universe.
Yeah, me too. But maybe like I try to play devil's advocate a lot, you know, because like maybe because apparently I think she's been in the writers' rooms just like in general, like for DC for a while. Like I think she's somewhat of a veteran. And maybe she had an idea and pitched it to James, and he was like, "I actually really freaking like that. Let's do it."
Yeah, that's always true. Yeah. You can't take away that
yeah.
aggression of somebody who's earned it. Like if you've earned it, you've earned it.
Sure. Well, if you have an amazing idea, it's an amazing idea.
Yeah,
execute
that's it. Yeah. No, yeah. Well, that's part of it too. It's not necessarily her fault that all those movies were bad because the CGI has nothing to do with her.
That goes into, yeah, and that's why I'm like, she at least like has worked with DC and kind of like knows her stuff. Like my issue was when like Disney was hiring people, or like the Star Wars thing, they hired that activist
didn't know the source material,
who only had ever really directed documentaries and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting here like, I get it. She's a female and an activist, and that's why you hired her. Like, let's be honest, that's 100% the reason. I don't really care about that. And I mean that in a good way, right? I'm not like, oh, she's a feminist, blah, blah, blah. Like, it doesn't bother me. But I'm like, what qualifies you to be a Star Wars expert?
Yeah, have you watched any of the movies yet?
Like, why did you hire someone who was like, they live and breathe Star Wars? That's kind of
there's no shortage of them out there.
And so, like, okay, like for a perfect example, like Ironheart, I hated Ironheart, and there were a lot of people that were like, please, like, they were saying stuff like the writers and like people were talking. They were like, I poured like my heart and soul into this, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, I get it, but I don't care if I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to make me like it more. I pour my heart and soul into a lot of things that don't wind up
a lot of dead-ended projects,
whatever it may be. I can't tell you how many videos I've done that I thought were going to be absolutely bangers, and I thought, like, I have a really good idea. Like, I think it's going to, and then people are like, yeah, this is dumb, blah, 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 blah. Like, it happens. It doesn't make people like it. You know what I mean? So it is that balance of, you know, a great idea with a person who knows what they're doing with giving the fans what they want as well, and then mixing creativity into it. You know
well, you know what?
And creativity should make a better project if it's done right.
Yeah. Well, you know what is funny, and I don't know that James Gunn has earned or unearned the comment yet. And for many, many years, and even up to now, we always would say, you know, in Feige we trust, when a decision that would come up over the years would be like kind of questionable. You know what? Feige really knows what he's up to and we trust him. I don't know if James Gunn has earned that blind trust yet, but I'd like to say he hasn't lost it either. So he can't miss because
I don't think with
most
watching. Of the fandom he's lost. I think some people when they announced the slate, they lost faith in him. Some people lost because some people genuinely did not like the Superman movie.
Yeah, but there are also like a solid group of hardcore Snyderers out there who just would have hated anything regardless. There's some people you just could not please.
There's some people who were never going to like the movie no matter what.
Exactly.
But I mean, you know, even me, I'm like, I question like the Clayface movie. Like, it could be amazing. Like, again, James Gunn could have saw the script and been like, this is amazing. We got to make this. Or, you know what I mean? And just my mind goes like, he's not, you know, like my mind, I go, I might be pretty basic for thinking this, but you know, you should be doing Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? Like,
I am so excited for the Batman movie, though. Oh my gosh.
Me too. And I will say I did really like what he did with Superman, like introducing the Justice Gang right away, having these characters in it. I really like how he did it.
Yeah.
I like going into this universe. It's like, hey, it's already established. There's a lot of cool characters that we're introducing you to, but there's also ones that are gonna come down the road. Like, I like it. I just thought it was a interesting choice. I do try to play devil's advocate and things like this because I want to have hope and faith. But yeah, I mean, I guess we don't know everything, but like what concerns me is like she wrote the Batgirl script and they were like, no. Like they literally made the movie and they were like, no, we're not releasing it.
Somebody should have read the script all the way through then before making the movie.
They read like the first chapter. They're like, we love this. Let's make this.
This is really
like,
good.
You want to read the other 30 chapters? No.
Nah, this is it. Let's make this. Man.
All right, Chris has a...
Oh, yes. I've been wanting to do this one for a long time, and most of you will understand and know this trend. If you don't, a brief explanation. It's a draft Warren and I will each get 5 characters that fit the topic. We can't overlap. And then in the comments section, I definitely need you guys to tell us who has the better team. The topic is the embodiment of the color green. Any character or person is on the table.
But I don't actually know the trend. I'm full boomer on this one. Chris is much younger than me. For those, it might not show, or maybe it does. I don't know. The goal is not to pick the most powerful team.
Yep. The goal is to, you are correct. The goal is to pick the team that embodies green and have some fun with it. Fight your character's case. Explain why. Imagine it was like a sports team and they're going up against each other, and give me the reason why. It's a trend I've been dying to do, and maybe we'll do a couple more if people like it. But in the comment section, I'll let you go first, Warren, since you're the old man here. But so go ahead and give me your number 1 round draft pick for your green embodiment team. A character that when you hear their name, you go, oh yeah, that guy is green.
The Hulk.
Okay, that was my number 1. So I lose that.
I figured it was. That's why I asked who was going number 1, because I figured it would be the Hulk.
Yeah, no, that was 100% my number 1. So Warren's locked in on his side of the draft, the Hulk as number 1. I can't use that now, so I'll go to my number 2, which was Yoda.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay.
So my number 1 round pick is Yoda.
I was going to say that is your number 1 pick. Okay, so now we move to number 2. So I get this.
Yeah, it's your pick.
I mean, this one was like, I had this one sitting in the chamber. Green Lantern.
Green, I mean, it's in the name, Warren. The dude has been at the gym putting in his green reps. He's sitting here going, green. He is ready to go. So I will give you that 100%. My number 2 is going to be Luigi.
Oh, good one.
I don't think anybody hears, Luigi's little yell and doesn't think that's a green dude right there. He's been representing green for decades.
That's a good one. So for my third, I want to say, like, just because it's in the name again, Green Arrow.
Oh. Are you locking that in? You're getting the green boys, or are you going a different route?
No, I'm gonna go Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom, one of the most notorious villains, and he's a bad green boy. You know what's really sad though? They just called down to Green Arrow's locker room, and they're like, "Hey, dude, you're getting picked." And he got all excited in the locker room, and then they're like, "Oh no, never mind, sit back down."
I have.
Hey, you got other picks. You got other picks, man.
Third, right?
That was your third, yes. And for number 3, I'm gonna go a completely different direction than you altogether. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in the Grinch. I just need that bad boy type of player. He's got the quote. It's because I'm green, isn't it?
Your mind is so much wider than mine on this. I gotta like famous green characters.
We're gonna do some.
Okay, I got one.
Okay, let's hear number 4.
Shrek.
No, he was my number 4. That was my next one. Shrek's one of those big, just carries. Shrek carries the green burden, not the green. Yeah. He's green and he knows it, but he's the mean machine, and he was my 4th pick. So I have a next one though. Oh, I have a couple here. Who could compete against each other. Well, I wanted Shrek really bad. I'm gonna go with.
I had to look it up.
I'm gonna go with Yoshi. I'll have 2 Mario Bros.
That's a good one too.
I'm gonna take Yoshi because you hear Yoshi, you go, that dude's green. He's been green since day 1, and he's running with it. So your final pick
automatically goes to the DC and Marvel universes. That's why I say.
Well, that's how you're wired. That's how you're wired. You're number 5. This could be a potentially important pick because we got a pretty close team right now. We have a pretty close thing going on right now.
Kermit the Frog.
Oh, you died! That was one of my.
Good for that one too. It was very close between. I won't say. I'll say after.
Wait till I'm done. Right? Dang. So that was one of my big hitters I was gonna go to. I have 3 names here, and I don't know which one's the best pick.
For your, this is the last. I just said my last one, right?
You did. I have 3 names here that I could go with. Man, you took 3 of mine. I'm gonna go Mike Wazowski.
Oh, that was who I was debating between him
Mike
and
Wazowski.
Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, I left on the bench Green Goblin. Yeah. And I left on the bench the Green M&M from all the commercials.
I was thinking that one too. And then I pulled up some stuff here. The Green Witch from The Wizard of Oz.
The Wicked Witch.
They've been recently doing that. Plankton from
Plankton. That would have been a shout. Or Squidward, maybe.
Peter Pan. Ooh, Peter Pan.
Robin Hood.
Buttercup from the Powerpuff Girls. Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Tinkerbell. I don't even know who this kid is. Beast Boy.
That
was what I'm just telling you what I was looking at here.
Well, I'll go ahead and read off our teams that we did lock in, and then everybody in the comment section, let us know A, if you want to see different drafts with different topics, and B, which team you think won the embodiment of green. On Warren's team, you have Hulk, Green Lantern, Dr. Doom, Shrek, and Kermit the Frog. And on my team, you have Yoda, Luigi, Grinch, Yoshi, and Mike Wazowski. I think that's going to be an epic.
I think that's pretty solid.
An epic.
I think it's a pretty solid battle.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what you guys think is the better green matchup, and if you guys thought that was fun, we'll do other versions of the draft moving forward.
Interesting. Okay. I like when you first told me that, I was thinking strong characters. Yeah. So the Hulk was automatically my first thought.
That's why I had it first. I was like, if he doesn't think Hulk, that'd be such a big grab. But I knew you were gonna think Hulk. So. Yeah. But that's awesome. Mm-hmm. I think. Oh, okay. So I did have a couple other things that I was excited to talk about. I know we talked about this briefly in the live. For those of you who weren't at the Cosmic Wonder Live, it's something that gets me excited. Chris Pratt, who has a movie out right now that's absolutely smashing it. I actually might go and see it in theaters. Mercy.
Ooh.
I don't know the 100% the premise, but from the trailers I've seen, it seems like AI determines if you're guilty or not, and you have 24 hours to prove your innocence to AI, or you get eliminated. And it sounds
that's what the movie's about.
Yeah, and it sounds like his wife is murdered. It sounds like his wife is murdered, and he's the one that's held accountable for it. So he has 24 hours to prove to AI that he didn't do it. Something like that. It seems really, really cool. It has amazing reviews.
They're just giving AI ideas with this movie.
Yeah, AI sitting here like absorbing this. But during all of the promotion for it, obviously, he's getting a ton of Marvel questions. Not something he can ever escape. And even though his future in Marvel is kind of unclear right now, although we have seen some really cool concept art, which we'll talk about. They asked Chris Pratt, what is the possibility of you leading a new Guardians of the Galaxy team in the future for Marvel? And his response, I'm happy to do whatever they want me to do.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say this specifically, though, is because over the last several times we've discussed characters, and we're talking about, who do we really want to see in Secret Wars? Who do we not want to see die? Chris Pratt and Star-Lord, because they embody each other almost as well as Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. do.
It's one of those things, yeah.
Has just become such a fan favorite character of mine for a lot of the different things he stands up for the things he believes for.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Cause we're both, Chris and I are both Christians. And, I do like how he's cause I'm like him. He's like, I don't do politics, but I am a man of faith. I'm like, hey, that's me.
Yeah, like, faith isn't political at all. Like it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But I like to see that.
Hold on. I was thinking of it. I got off topic a little bit. He would. Did you hear in one of his interviews? And I'd heard this before, but it was just really cool to see him talk about it again. Him talk about how he didn't even audition for Guardians at first because he just thought people viewed him as Andy.
Yeah, I missed it.
Rec. Character I love,
which was going on at the same time.
Yeah, and then he did Zero Dark 30, which is what that movie is about how they get Bin Laden. Great movie, and he's awesome, and he got in shape for it, and then he went on Ellen, and then Ellen showed a picture of him just in his underwear, and he has like a 6-pack and everything like that, and so after Chris Pratt did Zero Dark 30. And he I have to also say he had auditioned for a lot for Marvel already, like Captain America, like
he's a big Marvel nerd. Big Marvel nerd.
He auditioned for a lot of different roles, got shot down each time, right? And so he's like, I'm not gonna audition for Marvel, like blah blah blah. And he did Zero Dark 30, and then he's in shape, and he's like, I think I could, because at one point in time he thought, okay, people love like Andy the fat guy, I'm just gonna get fatter, I'm gonna get go bigger with this character. And then he did 0 Dark 30. He's like, I think I could actually do this. I think I could play like a more serious role. You know what I mean? And I could be funny at the same time. Like, and so that's when his agent's like, Guardians. And he's like, all right, let's do Guardians. And so this part I actually had not heard before. I just saw it today. I was at the gym on the elliptical and I was watching the interview. The Ellen thing with that picture. So he walked in and he read for 2 parts. So the first time he walked in, he read for James Gunn and everybody. And he's like, Marvel's so secretive. They don't even like kind of tell you who you are, like what you're doing. They don't give you a script. He's like, so I just read, and they're like, all right, what do you got for us? And he started going like, what do you mean got for you? Like, you didn't give me a script, you didn't email or blah, blah, blah. He started talking like Peter Quill, like how he would portray Peter Quill, which I think is a great idea. So he got called back. And so he says he goes in the room and Kevin Feige's there and he slams the picture from Ellen of him in his just underwear, his 6-pack and all buff and everything. He slams it. And at this point in time, Chris Pratt had gained some weight back again. He slams it on the table and he goes, can you do this again? And he's like, how much time do I have? And he's like, 7 months. And he's like, absolutely. I could get better than that. And
I can beat that.
Okay. And he
so
goes,
crazy.
absolutely. Kevin Feige goes, okay. And he got the call after on his way home, his agent called him and he was like, you got it.
That's crazy.
Like, what?
I can imagine that. That's like
Kevin Feige. Boom.
Well, you think back to
back to this.
You think back to Candy Andy, from Parks and Rec. He transformed his personality because he is still himself, but he transformed his brand in such a short period of time, and he's gone on to do the Tomorrow War, the Terminal List.
He's done so much. But do you
much.
You remember in Parks and Rec? Because there's like a part where he goes away for a bit and then like it's like a new season or something and he's like super in shape. And so they address it at one point. Him and Ben are like walking up a bunch of stairs and he's like, so all you did was stop drinking beer for a month. That weight. He's like, yeah. He's like, I lost like 50 something pounds. He's like, just from not drinking beer. He's like, how much beer were you drinking? He's like, probably too much.
Yeah, it's so fun.
They, like, explain he's in shape all of a sudden.
When you see like the full picture of shows, like TV shows where actors start breaking out and start getting roles for movies, and their answer was, oh, let's just send Chris Pratt's character Andy to England for 3 months, and he misses like half of the season because he's in England working, but he's really
and he filmed some of it though, so you know what I mean, like
no, it's super
cool.
A
goose? I think it might have been.
But with that story and hearing it, I always kind of reference Guardians of the Galaxy because in my opinion, y'all feel free to have yours, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is the best standalone trilogy in the MCU. Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3. Like Iron Man 1, 2, 3, Captain America 1, 2, 3. My opinion is Guardians of the Galaxy is the complete trilogy package for a character or a group of characters. Maybe there's others that people
Captain
like more like
America.
See, I'm not a big Captain America guy.
I'm not either. I prefer the Guardians over Captain America, but like in general and quality of movie, they are great movies.
Yeah.
I happen to like Star-Lord more than I like Captain America, but I mean, the Winter Soldier is like
it is like the Marvel movie.
Civil War,
I definitely get that.
But also Civil War is, I mean,
kind of cheating.
Guardians is a bunch of people as well. Well, Guardians is a bunch of people as well, but they introduced Spider-Man in the MCU.
That's not fair.
yeah.
Well, let us know your thought on that.
You're probably right there. I mean, I think Captain America is a good contender. Who else would?
It's not Ant-Man.
Deadpool, I guess, doesn't count.
You can count it. You can count it. Deadpool's pretty close. It's not all MCU, and it's not technically Deadpool 3. Like they made that specific. It's like this is Deadpool and Wolverine. It's a whole different thing.
Exactly. That's what it's like.
But there are 3 Deadpool movies. But I love it. Deadpool's my favorite comic character, and I know he is. And I think
the caliber of the Guardians movies are. Like the first 2 Deadpool movies I do love, but I don't think they're on the same caliber as the first 2 Guardians.
Not even if you were to go back and rewatch them now, having seen Deadpool and Wolverine, which I actually haven't done, it's going to be like, oh, this was not as good as
I have.
Yeah.
No, you're right. What's funny though, like I have rewatched Deadpool and Wolverine many times, and I'm still chilling with it.
Yeah, it's such a good movie. I mean, there was a whole argument we had on a Cosmic Wonder Live with other people that it doesn't live up beyond what it was, but it's
not a good rewatch.
It does. It's such a good rewatch. I love it.
Every single time I see Blade walk in and Gambit,
there's only ever going to be
it's just It's so good, and every time, I'm about to make a name for myself. It's just, it's so good.
Sorry, everybody, if you heard that, I dropped my mic, so loud noise for you. Enjoy. But yeah, no, I like to see that. I would love personally to see Chris Pratt teaching Vision how to be a human, because he's also learning, which was the concept art.
That's
and
what
I'd
we
like
talked
to see
about.
him.
Yeah, that's.
And I'd like to see him return for the soft reboot. So let us know what you guys think.
He's got to be something with the Young Avengers. We have that leaked concept art, and we have the concept art.
Terrible role model, by the way. Just terrible
him
role
and Vision
model.
sitting on the couch. But I do think we figured out in the live the other day. I do think he's new to Earth, new to being a human.
Yeah, and Vision is new to being a person.
Vision is completely. Hey, let me show you what I've been up to. This is how I've been learning.
Pizza, beer, TV.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah. Maybe they'll even have him put on a little weight and he'll have to work it off again, like Thor.
Man, you know what? I'd really like to see Star-Lord eat. Did they have pizza anywhere else in space when he was gone?
Space pizza, you know what I mean? So good though.
I don't know. Maybe Earth has the best pizza. I don't know.
I want some space pizza.
I don't know. Maybe different atmospheres and gravity make pizza better or worse. I don't know. But I'd like to see Star-Lord learning about Earth. I think it would be fun.
Well, also because he is
that's a Disney Plus show right there, guys.
He is so aggressively a human, which is what's fun about him too, in this, where he's the alien in space where all these people know each other, and Earth is like this outlandish place that doesn't know about intergalactic travel as much as most other people do. I mean, they even have the Christmas special where they're like, Earthlings are so weird. And he's defending Santa and stuff. But his understanding of Earth is still only
Kevin Bacon
up until he was 10. And all of these advances, and the 616 universe is even more advanced than the world we live in. He doesn't know any of that stuff. So it would be really cool to see an extremely human Earthling person experience all of that at once as a 35, 40-year-old with a robot.
Yeah.
That would be that's a great buddy show that I
It'd
would
be so
love
fun.
to see.
It'd actually be really funny since he's seen so much stuff in space that if he goes back to Earth and he's like, what, Santa's not real? Because he's seen super powered individuals.
Right, yeah, Santa could definitely be real.
And Santa is a character in the MCU, so it'd be really funny to see people, what do you mean Santa's not real?
I defended Santa for a long time.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, I think that would be really, really funny. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on that entire topic. Chris Pratt, your favorite trilogy in the MCU, and would you like to see him return as the Guardians leader in the new rebooted saga? For me, that's a big old yes.
Yeah, I would. I mean, they did say the legendary Star-Lord would return, but
they said a lot of people would return.
No, he's
been a lot of post credits.
Whether it's Doomsday, Secret Wars, whatever, he's gonna come back.
Guaranteed. Absolutely.
He's also a massive celebrity.
Oh yeah,
they want him back. He apparently, based on what he said, will come back. He's coming back.
Yeah, I think that's all just in the books. He also, to be fair, and this was maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago at this point, he also said he'd do whatever James Gunn wanted him to do in the DC universe. So,
did you hear? I'll step back to it. Did you hear that he petitioned himself to play Batman?
Chris Pratt did.
He dressed up. I think he photoshopped himself onto a picture of Batman and sent it to James Gunn to see what he thought, and James Gunn just laughed at him.
I need that next to the Tom Holland. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Tom, they're gonna sue you. I've got so much money. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
You're not Batman.
Yeah. That's such a good quote.
That's a good one.
All right, Warren. I got
another segment. Yeah.
I got another one for you, and this one it's just a simple.
Close it out strong, Chris.
Would you take the deal? And this one, and I'll give the audience a little background. This one I picked because I was doing some research and looking at some fun stuff to do. And this one's very tailored to Warren. Most of you people won't know this. Warren has a deep-threaded fear of the ocean.
The ocean?
Yep. Okay, so here's my hypothetical.
I was like, what do I fear? I only fear
you don't have many fears, but being out, I've gone surfing with Warren before, and the dude does not fall off the board because it is not an option.
It's so funny. I grew up in Florida on the beach. I've surfed my whole life. Terrified of the ocean.
Terrified
of water in general.
Probably about 6 months into me and Warren having known each other. So this is probably 2018. Warren and I go surfing off Cocoa Beach, and his leash on his board broke. And there were some pretty heavy waves, and so he gets knocked off. But the leash broke, so the board's gone. And all I see is Warren's arms. We're in 20 feet of water. I just see his little arms he's getting hit by waves. He has nothing to grab to.
Talking about little arms.
his big arms. Not next to those waves. But so with that being said, here's the scenario. The question at the end is, would you take the deal?
Probably just kill me if it has to do with water.
You get $100 million instantly. Tax-free, okay. All legal, no catch. Except one. Every single day for 5 years at a time you choose, let's say 3:00 p.m., you will get teleported into a random part of the ocean for 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds. And then you're back. Dry, alive, if you survived. No gear, just swimwear. Thermal suit if it's a freezing place, bikini or Speedo, depending on your vibe. If it's warm, that's it. No life vest, no floaties, just vibes and seawater. One day, it might be a tropical coral reef luxury. The next, open ocean with something circling beneath you. You get 50 skip days total. Use them wisely. If you're sick, like truly sick, a magical doctor with no chill will excuse you. But you still owe the full 5 years. You can't change your mind. You either finish or you don't. Survive 5 years, pocket the money, or don't. The sea decides. Warren, do you take the deal? This is like
I don't think I do, in all honesty.
You wouldn't do it, actually?
Like, what is the number? It's like 90% of the ocean is not, we have no idea what it's like. Also, if you spawn me at the bottom, I'm going to die. It's going to crush me.
I think realistically, the idea is if you can hold your composure, it's 30 seconds.
You would put me on the surface
somewhere? I think I'd say you would be at the surface of anywhere randomly in the ocean. So I don't think they're dropping you at the bottom. What are the odds of you getting eaten by a shark?
The questions really are, can I hold my breath for 30 seconds?
Can you fight a shark?
You put me in like 40-foot waves that just hit me.
Yeah.
So I would just dive down and hold my breath and be like,
30 seconds.
30 seconds. And then the shark comes or the whale eats me. But I guess if a whale eats me in 30 seconds, I just disappear anyways.
Yeah, you're fine. You really just need to survive a shark attack and hold your composure.
With a shark.
And it's $100 million. You get the money immediately.
See, but the problem is like you put me in the ocean and I see a shark, I'm having a heart attack.
Well, use your $100 million to save yourself.
No, I'm dying. Like,
see, it's a funny one.
The shark doesn't have to eat me for me.
It just needs to scare you enough. Well, that's why this was
myself. I'd be out of fear. Like, I mean, that is just so
difficult.
I really would just have a heart attack if I looked down and eat
barracuda.
Even if it was like 100 foot away from me, I saw a crab. Like, I mean, I don't know. Life's pretty good right now. 5 years is crazy.
Every day for 5. You get to pick the time though. At least it's not like a random time. At least you get to mentally prepare for it.
You know what? I'm not doing it. It's like the slap bet. How I Met Your Mother.
The fear of knowing.
Eventually, just every day, like I would never be able to be at peace. Right? Yeah, you make it through 5 years, but you know what? Life's all right now.
I did specifically tailor this one for Warren. I 100% would do this, but I'm
Chris
a little Aquaman.
I
would do this for $5.
Bitten by a shark.
I would absolutely do this. I would probably do that for. I would probably do it for
$5 million.
$1 million a year. I would do it for $5 million, and this was $100 million that they offered Warren. But I did specifically pick this prompt, chat, because I know Warren's
like 5 years is insane, though.
Huh?
Every day for 5 years, that's insane.
30 seconds. I can hold my breath for like 2 minutes. I got 30 seconds. I ain't worried about it.
That is 1,825 days.
Times 30 seconds. Divided by 60 minutes. I know, but I'm taking it. And everybody else out there, assuming you don't have also like a legitimate phobia of open water in the ocean, would you take it? $100 million is not a little bit of money. And you get it immediately. You don't even have to wait the 5 years. You get it immediately.
But you could very much get eaten by a shark.
Oh, you could get anything.
An octopus could
or
grab
a rogue
you.
wave, or you could get dropped in front of a cruise ship, like it just get mauled over.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things that could happen.
I think I die in those 5 years. I really do. I think I die in those.
I don't know that I care if I die in those 5 years. I'll live it up.
I do. I'm gonna pass.
Okay, Warren's passed.
Because
I'm gonna do it.
At some point in time, I feel like you'd contemplate just
Just because you can't stop it. You can't stop it from happening once you accept the deal.
That's what I'm like, nah, I'm passing. I'm good.
Or it's like, no exit. No, man. That'd be crazy. Well, let us know. Would you take the deal? Also, please, you got some chores today. Who won the Essence of Green draft? I'll remind you the list so you don't have to go find it in the timestamp. Yoda, Luigi, Grinch, Yoshi, and Mike Wazowski was me. Hulk, Green Lantern, Dr. Doom, Shrek, and Kermit the Frog was Warren. If you've made it to the very end of the video, drop your favorite emoji. A lot of people, we do ask a lot of questions at the end, and I know a lot of you out there are watching to the end, which actually kind of blows my mind. So thank you for that.
It blows my mind away.
We need to come up with a club name for people who make it to the very end.
I feel like we need a secret code name.
Yeah.
Like a secret word at the end. It's like, comment this if you've made it this far.
Because there's a lot of you that answer questions that we ask at the very end. And we're both very grateful. We actually, every week after the video goes out, we're like, dude, so many people watched to the end and then commented like they're paying attention. They didn't fall asleep.
And you and y'all who are doing that, first of all, we super appreciate you. Thank you. Love you 3000. But also, if you're not in Discord, you want to join the Discord, there's a podcast section where you could ask questions or say, hey, can you talk about this? Or you post a link to an article you want us to talk about, anything like that. So if that's something you want to do, definitely join the Discord.
We definitely both read the comment section, and we've definitely read and brought up comment sections, topics and things that we find interesting. Yeah, this is a podcast for the people, so get involved. Thank you for watching to the very end.
Actually, sorry, I just remembered there was something in the Discord. Eugene Tan, if you've made it this far, I did almost forget. I'm sorry. We were talking about Discord. And, hi, Warren. Thanks for answering. I did answer one of his questions in the last one. Thanks for answering my question. I have another topic that I would like to see you talk about next podcast. It would be great to see you do a podcast episode where you can talk about the 10 reasons of why the X-Men should be the future for the Marvel Cinematic Universe after the entire multiverse saga is finished. I mean, 10 reasons. First of all, we can split this, Chris. We can tackle it together. One is just it's fresh and it's new. And this is two different reasons, I guess. One, fresh, new teams, new actors, new powers. It's just really exciting. Two, we haven't had the X-Men in the MCU yet. It's time, right? So those are my two right there, right off the bat. Chris, right off the bat, what do you got?
I think there is a large group and generation of people, maybe not even so much in the recent generations, that love the X-Men. Avengers obviously been front and center because of the MCU for the last 20 years. So if you're 25 and younger, maybe you're more an Avengers player than an X-Men player. But if you're 30 and older, you're probably actually leaning more X-Men.
X-Men guy. Yeah, exactly. I've said that plenty of times. I'm an X-Men, like out of all the teams and stuff, and then I'm an X-Men guy.
But I think that what the next 20 years is going to look like is people who have a deep appreciation for both, because you're about to have the blended group. Totally. So I think the blending of them is definitely one of the big reasons for
that's me. What I was going to say. There's a reason right there as well. And to me, just another reason, it kind of comes along with the new, but like there's so many different power sets. Because it's kind of like these powers come, I would say, natural to these people, right? Because they're born with the gene, right? So it's kind of like, it's not Iron Man getting a suit or the Hulk taking a serum, Captain taking a serum, you know what I mean? I guess we do have Wanda, who was considered a mutant in the comics. I don't think she is anymore. Could be wrong about that. But, I mean, there's so much visually now because we have such a vast different amount of powers with the X-Men to see. Like, look at the Cyclops clip from the frickin', Doomsday. Like, that's crazy. It's so crazy.
Like better than anything we've ever gotten.
Right. So more like that, it's gonna be pretty crazy. So that's another reason.
Yeah, the advancement of technology. That's a good reason. One, I would say, maybe I would be described as a little vanilla, but I do love the classic stories of the comics. And one of the biggest X-Men internal conflicts is mutants versus humans, which Marvel is heavily building to. Watch Wonder Man, watch Spider-Man, and tell me that isn't leading to mutants versus humans, powers versus not powers, and the trial internally between literally Magneto and Professor X, two of the greatest to ever do it, and that being recast and played out in the MCU with the Avengers in the background. That is going to be such a simple, phenomenal story for people to see. From the 30 plus who love X-Men, from the 25 down who love the Avengers, and for the new groups, that's going to be an impactful storyline to have on the big screen.
Yeah, I'm going to just another reason, but it has to do with stories, like romance stories, like Scott and Jean and Gambit.
Love triangles.
And Wolverine. So yeah, but they're just
squares.
I like love stories between superheroes. Like, it's a big part of the comics, right? And we got it with like Wanda and Vision and stuff. Like, that was a big part of their arc. But did we? I don't know if we really saw it much more outside of those two. I mean, there was some flirting between, you know, the Hulk and Natasha, or Steve and Natasha, Peggy, but she's not really like a superhero. Peggy and Steve, you know what I mean? So it's like I guess Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? But I would actually like to see more, you know, like Jean and Scott and Remy and Rogue. And yeah, I just, you know, there's cool love stories to be told as well. Kind of a sucker for those.
Yeah, no, I think realistically what we'll be getting is the future of superhero projects. Superhero movies transcended movies in general, cinematic events and moments.
Yeah.
This is going to be what transcends the transcendation, if that makes like this is the next.
And that's
step.
why people want to say it's not cinema, because they can't keep up.
Can't keep up. Wake up, never fell asleep, punk. But no, there's a never-ending list of reasons, and I think that's a really good question, because something that fans are going to need to start wrapping their head around, hopefully, because I want Marvel to heavily, it's the mutant saga. Okay, you're not getting an Avengers movie for 5+ years because we're doing the X-Men. Like, we'll tease them.
Already we'll hit used them. To that now, Marvel.
Yeah, we already have gone that long without a Marvel movie or an Avengers movie. So I want it to be heavy X-Men with some small projects or nods in the background, and they have every right and direction and ability to do so, because the fans will eat it up if they crush Secret Wars.
Yeah, I mean, I could honestly just sit here. We could talk for an hour about just the X-Men in general. Maybe we'll do that next podcast. But we
haven't been giving the X-Men tons of love because of all the Doomsday thing. Maybe we'll do like a X-Men fan cast or something in the next episode.
Yeah. So,
boom. Thank you for that question.
Discord. Thanks for the question. If you guys want to put your own in there, Discord. Links in. Excuse me. The link is in the description always. Hopefully, I usually make sure to put it in there.
maybe because the podcast is, and we can workshop it still, but because the podcast is obviously heavily CVA, playing off of the TVA parody, people who make it to the very end of the episode are hunters. The Hunters Club.
Yeah, there you go. If you made it this far, comment CVA.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Hunters Club. Thank you, Hunters Club, and everybody else. Subscribe. We'll see you in episode 19 next week.
Peace.